Hi everyone, welcome to the Sip and Spin. I am the Tipsy Spinster. Welcome to this year's Small Business Saturday show. If you look around, you'll notice that I am in a new space. I've been doing a little reorganizing and remodeling, and this is going to be my summer studio, and I'm really excited about it. I figured that it would also be a great place to film today's show because instead of looking at all of the things behind me, it'll give you an opportunity to look at all of the wonderful things that are in front of me. Small Business Saturday is an event that is very dear to me. It was originally started by the American Express Company in 2010, and just a year later, nearly all 50 states adopted it as an annual event and a way to promote and build local economies, local commerce. Most people take Small Business Saturday as an opportunity to go to local restaurants, do a little bit of local shopping, and if you have the benefit of a local winery, it's a wonderful time to stop in at your local winery and pick up a few gifts for the holiday season. For today's show, I was able to pick up Honey Apple Crisp from Prairie State Winery, which is one of my favorite local wineries. And today, for me, it is all about supporting local fiber artists all over the world. So as you start to or continue to think about holiday shopping, I'd like to provide a few suggestions for both the fiber-loving people in your life, as well as ways to support some lovely fiber businesses. So a dear friend of mine created this glass. This is my official Hallmark drinking game glass. And this today also marks the day where I start watching all of those great Hallmark movies, and I will be playing the Hallmark drinking game as I go. If you're not familiar with the Hallmark movie drinking game, please Google it. There are quite a few variations on it. You can pick the variation that you want as you choose to watch the shows. So I realize that there are hundreds of absolutely amazing fiber artists, fiber art businesses, and tool makers out there. So just as a reminder, and I've mentioned it before, I don't get compensated or no affiliates. I don't get paid for any of the products that I talk about. These are all people that I've bought directly from and have established a relationship with over the years. As I've said before, I'm not going to talk about a product that I don't believe that people will absolutely love. So hopefully this will fuel some ideas, get you thinking about some of the amazing gifts that you might want to get for the fiber people in your life. So we're going to start in Australia, and then we're going to head up to the United Kingdom, and then bounce over to Germany, head to Italy, and then we're going to come all the way back around to the United States, and we'll finish up with some of my favorite shops in the US. So here we go. Grab a cocktail. And let's get started. So the first tool that I want to talk about is a support spindle. This is from the Spindle Shop in Australia. And the nice thing about these, there are Jory, the spindle maker. He was an apprentice of Malcolm Fielding, and he creates some very unique styles. And I picked this one because it reminds me of a wine glass, which seemed so appropriate. One of the unique things about these spindles is that it has a titanium tip, which means that it is going to last for a long time, and it is going to spin for a long time. Now, Jory also sells bowls with these as well, but as you can see, I use a metal cup for a lot of my spindles, so I have for this one. The neat thing with this spindle that I discovered, because it has the titanium tip, I noticed when I was sitting, and I don't know if I'll be able to do a good example of this or not. Oh yeah, I can. It didn't need a bowl, which is one of the things that I really liked about this. I use spinning spoons and spindle stands, but I realized when I was sitting on the couch, sometimes when you're sitting on the couch, it's hard to get the right angle with the right bowl and to get the logistics right, so you're not doing strange, awkward things with your arms while you're spinning. For this one, as I was sitting on the couch, I just had my blanket draped over my lap, and I was curious. I was like, well, I wonder if, and sure enough, it spins beautifully on just about any surface. So that's something to think about as well if you're not sure what kind of bowl to get. These spin beautifully without a bowl. So the next place that I want to go to is Eggshell Bunny and Lair of the Bearded Dragon, which is kind of funny. I have a fan. Hello, Loki. Hello. He's joining us today, so I do have fans with me. You gonna go lay down? The cats don't quite know what to think, which is why you don't see them anywhere. So it's kind of a trade-off whether or not the cats are present or the pups are present. So here we go. Next place is husband and wife team. Eggshell Bunny does all of the fiber dyeing, and I have to say this is some of the most luxurious fiber that I have ever had the pleasure to spin with. The dedication and the amount of detail that goes into the blending and the dyeing of these fibers is absolutely amazing. This is cashmere fling, and I got it because it's so perfect for fall. This is going to be it was going to be my November spin, and I haven't quite gotten around to it yet, but I also got it because of the rich jewel tones to it. I thought those jewel tones would match the bowl and spindle set that I got from Lair of the Bearded Dragon. Primarily works with support spindle and support spindle sets, and the inlay is kind of his, I want to say that's one of the things that sets him apart. And it spins absolutely beautifully. And I'm noticing that I love sets. That seems to be my latest thing. If I can't do a spindle and bowl set, I'm tending to steer clear of it because I do like the matching. I'm all about the matching anymore, which, yeah, it is what it is. It's all about the matching. All right, so we have the Spindle Shop and Eggshell Bunny and Lair of the Bearded Dragon from Australia. Now let's head on over to the UK. James Perry of Ash and Flock is a relatively new fiber provider. Well, he's new to me. He's been working in the fiber arts for quite some time, but I just discovered him and it's kind of like, whoo! So he has Flock of Wensleydales, and when I saw the magnificent colors in this braid, I absolutely had to get it. I reached out to James and asked if he had any spindles available as well, and while he's not making spindles at the moment, he does hope to get back to making them in the near future. He's got some other projects going on right now, but he did have a couple in his stash that I was able to purchase. One of them is this unique design, which he calls a supported jelligan. And it is kind of neat because it functions a little bit like a Russian, but it's a little bit faster. So this is one style, which I thought was very pretty. And then he has the UFO style, which spins so superbly. Now, these two spindles are going to be featured a lot more prominently in one of my first summer shows because Ash and Flock not only has wonderfully colorful braids, but they do also have some fleeces from their flock as well, And I was able to get a black badger face Welsh Mountain, which is a breed that I've never worked with before, and I am really looking forward to showcasing that breed on an upcoming show. All right, as we leave the UK, let's head on over to Italy, and I've talked quite extensively about Alice's spindles. This is from Alice Savage. Alice Savage is an Italian spindle maker, and she is first and foremost a jewelry maker, but she discovered this style. This is a traditional Italian spindle style, and she has a couple other styles as well, but I'm Italian, so this one was near and dear to my heart. I love the shape of it. It is a Pong style shape, And what's interesting is that you build the cup around the middle as you wind on. And I have one of her jewelry pieces as well. So she has a few things on her site right now. So spindle and jewelry. One of the things that I like about a lot of these shops is they offer things other than just fiber or fiber tools. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we continue on. So from Italy, oh wait, I did that backwards. Germany, Italy. I should have done Germany first. Okay, we're gonna backtrack. We're gonna go from Italy. We're gonna go back to Germany. And from Germany, I wanna talk about Christoph Halswally. I have two from him that I wanna talk about a little bit. One, he has a Turkish style, which is really kind of neat. His Turkish style spindles have this ball on the bottom of them, which enables them to spin quite well as a supported spindle, as well as a suspended spindle. And they're quite petite, which I really, really like. And then he has these wonderful support spindles that have a hard tip. And so I also typically use a metal bowl with his, or I use the hard wooden centered bowls. But I really like how these spin. And if you'd like to see these spinning a little bit more, I have featured this one in my Tour de France, Tour de Fleece spinning as well from a couple years ago. But I love the variation in the wood. And Christoph has so many different styles. He also does shows over in Germany. So if you are in Germany and have the opportunity to check out one of his shows, that's where you can see a whole bunch of different spindles. And his partner also dyes fiber as well. So you have the opportunity, this is another opportunity where you can get both fiber and spindle, which is really kind of unique. And, oh, almost forgot, on our way back. Okay, so we moved around. We're gonna go through Canada. We're gonna take a quick stop in Canada, and then we'll come down to the United States. One of my favorite fiber producers in Canada is Spunware Over the Rainbow, and I have one of her braids right here. Mandy's work is so vibrant and it is so colorful, and I absolutely love that she offers both superwash as well as regular. This is just merino that is not superwash, and it is so luxuriously soft. I can't wait. I think originally when I was starting to think about this, I was thinking about spinning both of these and then plying them together to see what I would get. Or for some of you that follow me on Instagram, you know one of my new favorite art yarns is crocheting flowers in as I spin. So I was thinking about doing this as my vines and my leaves, and doing this as the flowers. So I would have this bright spring, vibrant floral art yarn, but I have to have a final product in mind before I start spinning that. So I don't know. I know these two are gonna go together somehow. I'm just not quite sure how they're going to go. So that is kind of all of the overseas options that you have available, or that I have samples of available. Now let's start talking a little bit about the United States. So if you are at a loss for what to get someone, there are so many different options and opportunities, more so than just the standard gift card for said location. So in just a second, and I will start talking about all of the places in the United States. You can refill your beverage. Looked at some international fiber artists and some of the tools and fiber that they offer. Let's take a look in the United States. And for this, I have shifted gears, and I have a very fluffy, large, you know, I don't have trees. Yeah, sorry, bud. So I have provided a lot of opportunities for specific places for tools or for fiber. But if you're not sure what you want, you're just like, I want to be supportive of people in the fiber arts industry, but I have no idea what to get, I'm going to suggest, or I'm going to recommend that you head over to the Spanish Peacock website. There's so much more than just spinning tools on that website. For example, they have these beautiful ornaments. So it comes with, so again, you're sporting the Spanish Peacock. So you have a selection of ornaments as well as spinning tools as ornaments, the Victorian lace spinner, and then they had some Russian. And yes, I had to check, you can actually spin with the Russian spindles, although it is frowned upon, but you can definitely do it. So you have the opportunity for ornaments. They have t-shirts about fiber arts, they have weaving tools, they have null binding supplies, they have incredibly fun spoons that have sayings printed on them, and they have tools that are great for traveling as well. So this is the 1 yard nitty natty, and I use this all the time for sampling. It just slips together, 1 yard, especially when I'm traveling or if I'm on the go. I sample when I'm traveling all the time, especially if I'm at a fiber arts show. I'll get a spindle and I'll get some fiber, and it's like a book. You want to start reading it immediately. If I have a new spindle and I have new fiber, I'm going to want to start spinning immediately. And the nitty natty is just a great way to transfer it, to move it, to check and see how it's spinning. Anyway, it's a great tool. They also, of course, have fiber arts tools. They have spindles and bowls, and the spindles are fast and beautifully made. These are two of my favorites, and this one has a little bit longer shaft. There are some with shorter shafts, and they have a full range of different support style spindles. Now, right now the shop might be a little bit low, but December 3rd, they are hosting the Spanish Peacock and his wife, the Peahen, are hosting what is called a Stalk and Talk, and it's an opportunity to tune in. You'll need to check out their Facebook page for the link, but it's an opportunity to tune in and get to know the spindle maker and his wife and ask questions about the process, ask about spinning. I have learned so much from the Peahen over the last few years. It's been a wonderful association. And during the Stalk and Talk, there will be an update as well, and it's an opportunity to see a whole host of new product that's being made, an opportunity to buy that product if you're very fast. It's a little bit like a feeding frenzy, but it's also a lot of fun. And however, if that is not up your alley, if you're not in for that, hardcore trying to get something really fast, they've also got ornaments right now with the Cedar Springs logo. And Cedar Springs is something that I want to talk about. This is a little bit like the Livestock Conservancy, and it's an opportunity to contribute to an incredible cause. These ornaments are going to help build the Cedar Springs retreat. And you can learn more about the retreat on their webpage. The really cool thing about these ornaments, each ornament purchased is entry into this amazing giveaway. It is called the Box of Awesomeness. And the Spanish Peacock has designed a box, and there's going to be a big reveal on December 3rd, but I'm sure it's going to go up on their website as well. All I know is that it is a box, and inside the box, it will contain awesomeness. I'm guessing it's going to be a spindle and a bowl, perhaps 2 spindles and 2 bowls. I don't know what it's going to have inside, but the box is about, interestingly enough, the box is about this tall from what I've seen of the pictures of it. So I'm guessing it is going to house something that is unique and amazing. One of the things that I love about the Spanish Peacock is that as a spindle maker, he is always learning, growing, and trying to produce a better product. And in
While doing that, they also offer a lot of other fiber arts tools and ways to get into and support the fiber arts industry. So with all of that being said, the last thing, I almost forgot. There are also, I dropped it down into the description section as well. There is a company, Card Game Accessories. Actually, this company started out as housing for maps for games, and then went to making a little bit larger ones to hold spindles. And I had this one made for me, and it is an absolutely wonderful way to carry and travel with. Drop spindles, support spindles, any of your spindles and tools. It will hold a bowl quite well and 2 spindles easily, the one that's made for support spindles. I like the smaller map making one as well because it will house a single spindle quite nicely. It's safe and it's portable. So I put that link in the description as well. So I know I covered a lot of places, a lot of people, a lot of opportunities. There are many, many, many more out there. So I would say on today's Small Business Saturday, if you find yourself at home in front of the Hallmark Channel watching today's host of Hallmark movies and playing the Hallmark drinking game, which I will definitely be doing, take an opportunity to look at some of these wonderful websites. Who knows, you might find inspiration, you might find a gift idea for somebody on your Christmas list, or better yet, you might find some inspiration and a gift idea for yourself. Remember, you can be good to yourself during the holidays as well. So with that in mind, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, happy spinning.